Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ramen Stand Podcast. Your favorite, hopefully your favorite podcast where it's your boys, DJ, that's me. I got Kai.
That's me.
And we got, of course, can't forget, the man of himself, Cole.
It's me.
The man of himself.
The man of himself, yep. So yeah, it's the Ramen Stand. We're all here to talk about some anime. This episode, we're here to talk about just anime music in general, you know, because a lot of banger stuff in the music genre of anime and all that. But first, before we do that, I kind of want to talk about some anime news of things that have happened. So probably the biggest thing that happened, very unfortunately, is it was announced. Yeah, it was announced on May the 20th that the author and illustrator of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, died, unfortunately. Which, yeah, that when I heard that, I was very sad about that. I did not expect that at all. It was very unfortunate.
And the
fact that, like, yeah, now it's officially not going to end. Like, you know, there's all those memes with like, oh, Berserk's never going to end. Yeah, now it's kind of real, unfortunately. Yeah, very sad. And what was cool, though, okay, let's kind of context. What was
context?
What I appreciate about what the magazine for Berserk, Young Animal, I believe is what they're called. They because Kentaro Miura, he died on the 6th, but they sort of kept that private until the 20th. So, you know, just let the family have time to grieve and have their own private time. So I appreciate Young Animal for doing that. Yeah, definitely.
Very nice.
But yeah, very unfortunate that Kentaro Miura, the author of Berserk, died. Amazing artist. I love his work and all that stuff. And so yeah. The other thing to sort of bring up the room is a couple other things. Is that season 4 of Castlevania is now out on Netflix, and that has been pretty tight so far. Me and my dad, we've been watching that. Already watched about 2 episodes of that. Kai, you've seen Castlevania, right?
I have, yeah, and I've actually been meaning to watch this new season.
Oh yeah, so far it's pretty good. I've only seen it 2 out of 10 episodes, but it's pretty good. And Cole, you haven't seen Castlevania, have you?
No, I have not. But I have seen like
I would recommend
snapshots of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I would recommend it. It's good. It's good.
Got some gory shit.
Solid.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. And other things is apparently I was told about this from one of my friends is that there's going to be a new Dragon Ball Super movie coming out sometime in 2022. I'm sort of a Dragon Ball fan just because I grew up with that as a kid. That was one of my big animes as a kid, and sure, like most kids. I'm sure y'all aren't super invested in Dragon Ball Z. I don't blame you. If it's not something you grew up with, I would not recommend ever checking it out. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And the last thing that I want to say is that supposedly this one anime called Record of Ragnarok is coming to Netflix June 17th. Have you guys ever heard of that, Record of Ragnarok?
Yeah, I've seen the ads for it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's this, it was this manga series that I saw a little bit of. Pretty much the premise of it is that the gods were just like, you know what, fuck the humans, they've lived too long, let's get rid of them. But then one of the Valkyries just like, hold up, let's maybe, you know, have the humans get an option for them, you know, just don't just fucking kill them. And so they pretty much just set up Record of Ragnarok is pretty much just like this huge tournament arc where it's the world's most famous heroes within all of Earth's history versus a bunch of different gods. And so it's pretty much just like them fighting against each other to see what's the fate of humanity as a whole, which is pretty cool concept.
That sounds like Mortal Kombat.
Just a bunch of different like famous characters. Oh, it's pretty much just like Greek Mortal Kombat, pretty much basically.
Nice, I like.
It's pretty cool. I've read a little bit of the chapters. So yeah, there's some anime news for you. All right, and so now it's time to talk about our main topic, fucking anime music. So the first thing I kind of want to ask you guys is like, in general, what are some of your favorite genres of music? What about you, Cole? What's some of your favorite genres in general music?
I like really the jazzy, upbeat ones, like from Ali.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the very sad ones that I kind of enjoy too, like by what was her name? I can't remember her name right now, but it's like super sad, super depressing. It's basically like a breakup song.
Sad Boy Hours playlist.
But it's pretty good. I don't see it on my playlist, surprisingly. I'm like, what? I'll look for it in a bit.
What?
But that's the two I
Okay.
like.
What about you, Kai?
Uh,
What is your like favorite genres of music in general?
In general, I really like hip hop, R&B, steering into punk, also rock music, stuff like that. But really, I can get down with whatever the fuck, to be honest. Except
Right.
country music.
Right.
Very, very occasionally will I find a good.
Only a few
but-
beats.
Right.
Only George
I pretty
Strait
much
in this house.
yeah. Oh hell yeah. I pretty much would say the same thing about me. Is for me growing up, the first thing that I was super into growing up was like rock and some heavy metal. Only few songs. Most of them I don't really like heavy metal too much, but some of them I fuck with. I do like rap, hip hop, R&B, jazz, some smooth instrumental stuff like that. Sort of on the board. I think the one genre of music that like if it's on, sure I'll vibe to it, but I'll never go out of my way to listen to it is like trap music, like stereotypical
That's
like
Yeah, I guess.
SoundCloud rapper music. Yeah, it's like if it's on, it's like sure, but like I'm never gonna ever go out of my way to listen to it, you know. But yeah, so those are some of our just like favorite genres of music in general. So now moving on to the anime version of that. So there's just a lot of fucking good anime music. So it's pretty much just gonna be like a very just off the board sort of just off the cuff, sort of just randomly talking about different anime songs. So first we're going to start with favorite opening themes in anime. What are some of y'all's like favorite opening themes? Kai, what are some of y'all favorite ones? If you have any off the top of your head.
I really like Cowboy Bebop's opening. Very iconic, very, very
Yes,
basic, but
yes.
it is such a fucking banger. Because I
No, it
also really
slaps, yeah.
like jazz music and stuff like that too. And obviously Cowboy Bebop is very much like lo-fi jazz music kind of soundtrack they got going on. And I really vibe with that. I love that very much.
Oh, definitely. What about you, Cole? What are some of your favorite opening songs in anime?
I definitely liked like Samurai Champloo's like openings because they're just
Oh, hell yeah.
so good. Like nujabes, they
Oh, yes.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
God, it makes me
And
cream, dude.
Another favorite is probably like Beastar's openings because they're just always
Oh,
bomb
Beastars is
for
good,
some
yeah.
reason. I don't know why
That's
they go
true.
off like that.
They
just
really,
pop
yeah,
off.
definitely. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I've noticed
Yeah,
that
very
like a
jazzy
lot
stuff.
of Netflix animes nowadays have really good OSTs. Like I forgot what I think I was watching Killer Bee the other day, which is this like supernatural anime on Netflix, and the ending song or the outro song is really good. Like that shit's a banger. Like I'll watch the outro just for that song, you know. But yeah, I've noticed recently like a lot of Netflix animes have been really hitting it on the head with their OSTs.
Yeah, they know what
Hell
they're
yeah.
doing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. So for me, I kind of got a lot because on YouTube, I have a couple of anime-specific playlists. I have a bunch of different playlists for a bunch of different things, but when it comes to anime, I have 3 separate playlists. So my first one is my biggest one, which I call Weeb Shit, which is just a bunch of different music of just, you know, ending songs, opening songs like song tracks from like OSTs and stuff like that. Over 185 songs, just different things like that. And then I have 2 other playlists. One of them is for just for Yu-Gi-Oh songs because I'll be honest, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh songs, especially the Japanese versions, a lot of those fucking slap. Like the opening songs and a lot of especially the OSTs, a lot of those fucking slap, especially for like 5Ds and Zexal and things like those. Like a lot of them are actually really fucking good. And then of course I'm gonna have this one. I have a fucking JoJo's playlist with a lot of the different JoJo songs. Because
Nice.
Cole, I'm sure you can attest to that. A lot of the JoJo songs fucking slap.
They do.
A lot of them are very.
Hey, you don't
good,
have to look
yeah.
like a weeb
But,
sometimes listening to them because they're like American songs.
yeah. Kind of negates the weeb a little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess probably some of my favorite ones. I wrote a little bit down. Like I have the Gundam 00 opening themes. Like a lot of them are actually really good.
Interesting.
Because last year I watched Gundam 00 for the first time in full, and it was really good. And also just in general, I would say a lot of Gundam songs, especially their opening themes, really fucking slap. They're really good. And their ending themes too. Like a lot of them are very good. And of course this one too. Like I fucking love One Piece, and there's like I think there's 22 opening songs in One Piece so far right now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which is a fucking lot. And for my One Piece fans listening to this, my favorite ones are 11, 13 through 18, 19 fucking sucks. We all know that. 20 through 22.
I like how they don't even have names. They're just numbers.
Well, no, they have names. I don't.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But I just go by the numbers. And also speaking of like shonen anime too, like the big three, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, I would say that just in terms of music overall, like out of those three, I think Bleach probably has the best sort of soundtrack as a whole, just because
Bleach had a really good soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
It really does. It has a lot more, I guess, variety to it. Like a lot of those songs are good, and I love it too how they also, their later songs in the later seasons have a lot of Spanish vibes to them, which is really fucking cool, and I really like those. But yeah, just a lot of fucking great opening songs, and also too, spoilers for next episode, the Jujutsu Kaisen openings and soundtrack.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I wanted to say it, but I wanted to wait until next episode. But yes, Jujutsu Kaisen opening, fucking banger.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that one in the next episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. But yes, really fucking good shit. But yeah, okay. So moving from opening themes, what about ending themes? Some of y'all's favorite ending themes. I'll start off. Probably for me, and Cole, you can probably attest to this too. Do you remember the second ending to Vinland Saga?
I think so. I mean, it's been a hot minute. Last time I saw it was like 2 years ago.
I think you could have.
Oh.
Okay.
I was like, I kind of recall
that one,
it, but I'm not sure. It's been a while.
That one to me is really good because, like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Wait, is that Sia singing right now?" Because she sounds, the Japanese actress for that sounds so much like Sia. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Those were really good. But also, Gintama too has a lot of really fucking good ending songs too. The opening songs are really fucking good, but I like their ending songs the best. And for my Gintama fans, some of my favorite ones are 7, 8, 14, and 17. So there you go. Cole, what about you? What are some of your favorite ending songs in anime?
The one that like comes to mind immediately is probably from B&A. I know it's like the song they used over and over in the anime, but like it's, I just like how it sounds. It's called Night Running, and it's like pretty slow, pretty chill. But I don't know how to describe it. I vibe with it. I enjoy it, and also like B&A.
Okay, Brand New Animal.
Yeah, Brand New Animal. Another Netflix show.
Yeah,
I think another one probably also be like Panty and Stocking, because they have some pretty nice like songs in there, even though some of them sound like really weird.
Oh yeah. Oh, also Samurai Champloo. Those ones are really good too. Like, because I think most of their ending songs are made by or done with nujabes, and those were really fucking good too. Just very calm and relaxing. Really fucking good.
Yes.
What about you, Kai? What are some of your favorite ending themes in anime, if you know any off the top of your head?
I think recently something that comes to mind immediately is the ending to Yasuke, which is the anime on Netflix that's about Japan's first black samurai.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, because I think the band that does the OST for Yasuke is called like Flying Lotus or something like that. But the ending theme is really good. And so is the opening, but definitely the ending is very like, it fits the vibe, and it's in English, but it's not like, it doesn't throw it off, you know what I mean, from it being like a anime. But it's good. And I've noticed too that like a lot of OSTs are like more steering onto like the rock side, or more traditionally like having like drums and guitars and such instruments and like that similar kind of like rock sound. But I fucking vibe with it. It's really good.
Oh, definitely. I'm also with that too. I'm also noticing like a lot more of like anime OSTs have like English songs. You know, you ever notice that too?
I've noticed that.
A lot of them, a lot more. Yeah, and majority of them are fucking bangers.
Yeah,
a lot of them are fucking bangers. It's like anytime you hear an English song, it's like, oh shit, it's getting real.
Wait a minute, you know, I can understand this.
But oh no. But yeah, would you guys say that you prefer, like, from all the anime that you've listened to and all their songs and stuff, would you say overall you like more the opening songs or the ending songs?
I think the opening, because it really sets the mood. And recently, like, a lot of the the recent animes that we have been watching, the openings have really just, like, hit the nail right on the head, you know what I mean? Like for Jujutsu Kaisen, I get so hype when I see the train start, like that train stuff, like, oh, so good. But yeah, definitely opening.
Okay. What about you, Cole?
Yeah, I'm gonna be with Kai on this one. I agree. Like the openings, they do set the mood, and it's just every time like I start an anime, and if I don't like the opening, I skip through it. But if I see like one that I really enjoy, I'll actually like sit through it, listen, and watch it over again.
Yeah, definitely. I would 100% agree too. Opening themes all the way. Very few ending songs within the animes do I prefer or even just like in general. And 9 times out of 10, like I'm sort of the opposite with you, Cole. Like I'll usually listen to the opening for most anime, but then as soon as the ending starts, I'm like, all right, next episode. Don't even want to bother. Like I like most ending themes, like I don't fucking care. But there are some ending songs that I do really, really like and enjoy too. And there was one other thing that I wanted to say regarding that. Oh yeah, going back to One Piece. Funny thing is that, so we know, like, you know, usually in an anime, their opening songs and ending songs like about 1:30 of like the first 1:30 of the song, you know, just the first verse and all that stuff, different things like that. But fucking One Piece. So One Piece used to have an opening song and an ending song, but after a while, they got rid of the ending song and just added an extra minute into the opening song. So now One Piece opening songs are now 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So they're a lot longer. So literally you listen to majority of the song when you watch a One Piece anime, which is kind of nice, but also just like kind of unfortunate for the ending songs. But hey, One Piece is long as shit, so there you go. But yeah, all right. So last thing in terms of music is the soundtracks. So first thing I want to kind of mention about soundtracks in general is that, like, I think it's pretty interesting how, well, interesting and unfortunate depending on the show, is that whenever, especially growing up as kids when we were younger, whenever an anime would come to the US to be dubbed and stuff, a lot of times they wouldn't get the rights to the soundtracks or the opening songs and things like that. Yeah. So either they would have to make their own original soundtrack, or they would have the voice actors sing the opening songs in English. So like going back to One Piece too, like they had some, like the first I think 3 or 4 opening songs they did in English, just like the English version of that, and a lot of them are actually pretty good for the most part. They're pretty solid. And yeah, and like and same thing with the soundtracks too, like they just wouldn't get the rights for it, and especially for like 4Kids, they definitely didn't get the rights for those, so they just make their own soundtracks. And actually one of the big things about 4Kids that's like the most positive thing about it is their music. Like, so despite the fact that their dubbing is absolute shit, like their music actually kind of slaps. Like unironically it's kind of goofy, but actually fucking kind of slaps. Like the One Piece 4Kids rap, like it's so cheesy and dumb, but it's so fun to listen to. And also like Beyblade too, like I've been watching that lately, and like the biggest thing for me with Beyblade, like the English dub fucking sucks, and you can tell it's a Canadian dub because they all say sorry, like they all say the exact same. And
not the Canadian
like
dub.
The dub is pretty, yeah. Like the dub is kind of bad, but the fucking soundtrack, holy shit, this unironically slaps. Like a lot of these songs for the Beyblade English soundtrack are so fucking good. Holy shit. Like I cannot underestimate how good the Beyblade soundtrack is. I don't know who was the one who made all these songs, but they deserve a fucking raise, dude, because they are actually really fucking good. That was like the one saving grace for me when watching 150 episodes worth of Beyblade, was the soundtrack. It was so fucking good. But yeah, kind of interesting thing that, like, especially back then, they didn't get the rights for songs, so they had to either make their own original soundtrack or just do the English version of that. But yeah, so what are some of y'all's favorite soundtracks in anime, just like in general? Doesn't necessarily have to be like a specific song.
I think I do think Jujutsu Kaisen's soundtrack is probably one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's up there.
Just because, like I said earlier, dude, like, it's just fucking, it hits. It hits, especially, like, the action scenes, too.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, my gosh, I get so lit.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, 100%. What about you, Cole?
I think for me, it's probably gonna have to be like the ancient Mega Spread, only because like it's like that magical sounding like soundtrack, and it's beautiful. Another magical one is probably like Little Witch Academia, because every time I'm like on my anime playlist and I hear it, I'm just like, oh shit, it's from that one anime, isn't it? And I can just tell immediately, no matter what. That's how much of an influence it's had on me. Other songs, I have to ask like my girlfriend Carla if she remembers it, because she's definitely a bigger weeb than me.
Definitely. For me, I got a lot, because like I said, I have a fucking playlist full of a bunch of songs, but I'm just gonna say a few. So I already said Beyblade. Hajime no Ippo has a really good soundtrack. It just gets you fucking hyped and really catches that just spirit of the sport and really gets you into it. Gurren Lagann. Have you guys ever seen Gurren Lagann?
I've only heard of it.
I think I've seen the first episode.
Kai, swear to God, you need to watch more. Cole, you need to watch the show. Gurren Lagann is my favorite mecha anime of all time. This shit is so fucking good. Anyway, like I said earlier, Bleach is really fucking good. Cowboy Bebop is also really fucking good. Fairy Tail, say what you will about that show. Yeah, it fucking sucks overall, but the soundtrack unironically slaps. Like, it's actually really fucking good. Attack on Titan, of course.
Oh,
Hiroyuki
yeah.
Sawano. That shit is top tier. Like, if you ever want to make an anime, right, and you want it to sound good, just get Hiroyuki Sawano to do the soundtrack, and it'll automatically be at least a 6 out of 10, just because of the soundtrack. He's done so many soundtracks, like, of course, Attack on Titan, Blue Exorcist, this one anime called Kabanari of the Iron Fortress, which a lot of people say it's just like bootleg Attack on Titan. Kill la Kill with Before My Body is Dry and Blumenkranz. Those are really good. He did 7 Deadly Sins. That one's also good. Oh. And like we said, Jujutsu Kaisen, that one fucking slaps. Of course it does. And as I said earlier, Yu-Gi-Oh! And JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, those ones are really good. The My Hero soundtrack is also really fucking good. I'm sure you can agree with that, Kai.
Oh, yeah. I really like the definitely. My Hero. Ugh.
And, oh, yeah. And Samurai Champloo, like we said, really fucking good. So good. Hunter x Hunter the 2011 version also has a really amazing soundtrack, too. I'm not too big on their opening songs because it's literally just the exact same song but with different visuals. Which is kind of funny. Do y'all have like any least favorite anime songs? Like whenever you hear it, just like, oh no.
Fuck, there was one on the tip of my tongue. Hold on, let me do the Google searching.
If I hate it, I just don't ignore it. I forget it forever.
Yeah, and I feel that too, Cole, because like there are some where I'm just like, okay, like this is not that it's bad, but it doesn't like fit with the show sometimes. Or like very. For
me, it's more just like it's forgettable.
Yeah, like it's just.
Yeah.
Usually I just fucking skip over it if I don't like it too much. But
there's like one I remember just now. It's probably like the opening for Tokyo Revengers, because Carla and I, we were watching that the other day, and I was like, we were both like, this is not fit, like what's going on screen
this is not it.
This looks so weird.
Oh dude,
it's a good anime,
perfect
but
example of that. Oof. Have you guys ever, it's okay if you've never seen it before, I've barely watched any of it, but have you ever heard of the anime Have you ever heard of the anime Fire Force?
Heard of it, yes.
I've been meaning to watch it, but I know it's only in dub, so I've kind of avoided it, but I've been meaning to. I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I've watched a little bit of it. It's pretty solid so far. And like it's written by the same guy who made Soul Eater, so you know it's gonna be pretty solid. And it's animated by the people who made JoJo too.
I see.
And like, what's funny is that the second opening is made by is sung by this guy called this group called Cold Rain, who also did one of the songs for the last episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, when Itadori and what's her name, Nobara are fighting, like that song.
Oh,
yeah.
And, like,
dude, that was a banger.
Yeah, it was a banger. But yeah, they did one of the songs for Fire Force called Mayday. It's really fucking good, but it's like a heavy metal song, and like the song does not at all match the visuals of what's happening in the anime, in the opening, because like it's just this heavy metal song, and like, but it's just showing these people just, you know, just chilling, having a good time. It's like, this is not fit. It's like if this, you know, they play like a heavy metal song over a Catholic church family having dinner or something. Like it's just not fit. It's so funny. But yeah, and then last thing I want to talk about is, like, do you have any favorite, like, Japanese artists or bands that you maybe listen to, just in general?
Not at the moment, admittedly. I know there's a couple of I got a couple of songs in my Spotify playlist by Japanese artists, but funny enough, it's like very traditional, like Japanese music. Like it's a live recording of this girl that's performing on a traditional it looks like a guitar, but it's on the floor. She's performing on one of those and she's singing, and it sounds like opera. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But no, it's like I said, music taste goes everywhere. So.
Right, definitely. For me, I've written down a few of the artists. So there's Spy Air. They did Gintama, and like, you know that an opening is gonna fucking slap if Spy Air does this opening song for Gintama, because they're really fucking good. Bleach has a lot of really good songs. They did Gintama, they did Bleach, they did Haikyuu, they did Gundam Iron Blade Orphans, which is also really fucking good.
They did Haikyuu too? Interesting.
Yeah, they did a few openings for Haikyuu. Cold Rain, like I mentioned earlier, they're very good. This one artist named Namie Amuro, she did 2 openings for One Piece, which everybody can agree, the ones that she did, opening 14, opening 20, are really, really, really fucking good. And this other artist called Aimare, she is also, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, she's also really fucking good. She's done Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Work, she's done Bleach, Fire Force, Gundam Unicorn, Vinland Saga. Like I said earlier with Hiroyuki Sawano, like, if you want to have a solid anime, get fucking Aimare to do the opening song to your anime. Like, she has a beautiful voice. It's fucking awesome. Another one is Uberworld. They did Bleach, D. Greyman, Gundam 00, Blue Exorcist, Heroic Legend of Arslan, a fucking underrated anime, and My Hero. The last one that I have is Jam Project. They're just like this bunch of like opera group. They're really fucking good. They did One Punch Man, probably their best work. They do a lot of songs for Garo, which is pretty much just like magical knight Power Rangers. They did Fate Zero, Cardfight Vanguard, and Hellsing. A lot of good ones. So a lot of fucking good artists that I have. What about you, Cole? Are there any favorite artists or bands from anime that you like?
From anime, I'd probably have to go with, Ali, like I mentioned before. They're the one who like sang the outro for Jujutsu Kaisen, and also the opening for like Beastars, the first season. And another would probably be like Lisa, because her voice is like so strong. And like so tragic too. She sang like Unlasting. That was the sad song I was thinking of before. And there's this one other artist.
Yeah, I remember her.
I can't remember. I mean, my new favorite recently is I'm probably gonna butcher the pronunciation for this, but Yoasobi, Yoasobi. She sings the outro for the second season of Beastars. And all her other music so far that I've been listening to is beautiful. It's perfect.
Tight. Well, and I think that's pretty much all we have to talk about in terms of the anime music. A lot of just anime music in general is really fucking good. Yeah, definitely. So the last thing kind of want to talk about, and I think maybe we should do this every 5 episodes, just sort of talk about what we've been watching lately, you know? Just sort of catch up on what we've been watching personally. So for me, as I mentioned earlier, I finished the original trilogy of Beyblade, 150 episodes, a fun nostalgic trip. The music's really good. Dub is fucking terrible, but of course I'm going to watch a dub. And then recently I finished Jujutsu Kaisen, which we're eventually going to talk about in the next episode. Really fucking solid. And right now I'm currently watching for the first time ever Cowboy Bebop. And it's been fucking solid.
It's nice, isn't it?
I'm loving it a lot. Yeah, definitely. It's very good. So far I'm about 12 episodes in, I believe. So still got a long ways to go. But yeah, really fucking good right now. Kai, what about you? What have you been watching lately?
I have been watching a couple of Netflix animes. One of them, I think I mentioned earlier, was Killer Bee, which is this supernatural anime that also has to do with like detective world and shit like that. I've also been watching, I finished off Yasuke. I have been watching this really this interesting anime called Cestus, the Roman fighter. It's about this Roman boxer and like a slave fighter, because they all used to be slaves. And it's just him like doing his his boxing bouts and boxing bouts and shit like that. But that's been really interesting. Okay. But the animation style throws me off a lot, because it's a lot of CG. So it's very like they make it like try to make it 3D, you know what I mean? But there are some parts of the anime where it is 2D, and it's much better there, but it's just really confusing how they did the animation for it. But otherwise, yeah, just been doing that. Probably gonna watch the next Boku no Hero after this. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I've been looking a little bit at I haven't watched it yet, but I've been seeing like clips of it, and the fucking animation. They really fucking stepped it up this season. Holy shit, it's really.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I'm excited to eventually catch up on it. Oh yeah. What about you, Cole? What have you been watching recently?
Most recently, it's just been Tokyo Revengers, like I mentioned. I finished Jujutsu Kaisen, I think a couple weeks ago. I polished it off, and it was just... It was so quick, because once you got into that hook, you just keep going and going and going.
Oh yeah.
And then the newest I've been watching, aside from Tokyo Revengers, is probably Wonder Egg Priority, which I know sounds weird. I can only say that because I told my other friends about this. And they're like, Wonder Egg Priority. None of those words mean anything when you string them along. I'm like, yet. No. It makes sense for the anime, because it's a psychological anime.
Yeah.
It doesn't explain much.
Yeah, I watched a video about it, and it seems very interesting, yeah. Yeah, no, it seems like a very interesting anime, definitely, for a fact. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. And on the next episode of the Ramen Stand, we will be talking about the second half of Jujutsu Kaisen. And spoiler alert, really fucking good. Holy shit, the last couple episodes were fucking bangers. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about that pretty soon. And also, just a fun thing that I kind of want to do is that since we've been talking about music, I feel like it'd be a pretty cool thing to have our own Ramen Stand playlist. So I will be putting up a playlist both on YouTube and on Spotify of some of the songs that we mentioned here. And yeah, you can also listen to those after you listen to an episode of the Ramen Stand. You can even give us recommendations of some of your favorite musics in anime. Leave it down below in the comments. What are some of your favorite soundtracks, favorite opening songs, ending songs, different things like that. We would appreciate that. And yeah, definitely. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I was about to say a different channel name. So next time on the Ramen Stand, we'll talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, bye.
Peace. Goodbye.